Hi, welcome to my channel. My name's Michaela, and this is where I post about career advice, post-grad life, and just taking care of ourselves while we are building careers as young professionals. And this is my first Live Well Saturday here on YouTube. Live Well Saturday stems from my belief that we should really strive to take either a day to ourselves or even just half a day, depending on our schedules, depending on the week that we're having, but really trying to work from a place of rest. So really taking time to look and say, okay, what makes me feel rested? What makes me feel rejuvenated? What makes me feel like I can go tackle the rest of my day? And that's what I want Live Well Saturday to be. It is where I kind of say, hey, this is what makes me feel rested and rejuvenated. And I just want to inspire you to also take the time. Whatever your crazy week looks like, just taking the time to get back centered and rested. So today I have my December books that I will be sharing, the books that I hopefully will finish this month. We'll see. But yeah, let's just get into it, and I hope you enjoy it. The first book I have is The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John C. Maxwell. It is all about personal growth and growing as a leader, which is very important to me. Developing myself professionally, personally, and in my leadership abilities is something that I always strive to grow in. And when I heard about this book, I was told about this book, and I was like, yes, this is something I want, and this is something I need. As I was reading it, I haven't gotten very far in it. I hopefully will finish this whole book. But one of the lines that stood out to me as I was reading through the first couple pages is, it occurred to me that if you focus on goals, you may hit goals, but that doesn't guarantee growth. If you focus on growth, you will grow and always hit goals. Because for me, I am very goal-oriented, like, all right, I have this goal and this one, but it really looks at, okay, so you're hitting your goals, but are you also growing? Are you also learning as you're hitting your goals, which I think is almost as important as just hitting your goals. If you're not growing, then how do you know what's working and what's not working for you? So that is the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John C. Maxwell. And I will leave links to where you can get these books. I'll leave links to like on Amazon, because I'm 95% sure you can find them on Amazon. So our next book is Tribes by Seth Godin. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. It's okay. You can still read it. That's what matters. But it's basically a book about how each of us individually can be leaders. We don't have to just sit in the background, and even though if you're not in a management role or you're not the CEO, it doesn't matter, because you can still be a leader where you are and lead in your niche, essentially, which I think is super encouraging, because that's how, like, I know I'm not a manager yet, and I clearly am not a CEO, and I don't own a business or a company. However, I still believe that I can lead, and I can lead effectively when I when given the right tools, essentially. And when I really focus on, all right, what is the purpose? How am I going to get from point A to point B, and how do I do that while also fostering community to people and really making sure people get really like quality information, essentially. One of the quotes I found within the book that I really liked was, great leaders create movements by empowering the tribe to communicate. They establish the foundation for people to make connections as opposed to commanding people to follow them, which I found was very much in line with what I strive to have, like with blogs and hopefully like with YouTube, is I don't want to build a huge following that they just feel like they have to follow me, or I'm commanding them to do things. Like, this is a place where we can build a community and build communication between each other and share ideas, because I feel like that's where the most effective work gets done. So that's Tribes by Seth Godin, and that link will also be in the description box below. My next book is 100 Days to Brave by Annie F. Downs, which actually I had heard about tribes from her podcast. So, fun fact. But 100 Days to Brave is a devotional, actually. So, even though if you're not Christian, that's perfectly okay. I still think actually this would be really helpful just to get that extra dose of like, what does it mean to be brave and live without fear and live with courage and go out and like achieving our dreams, and also how do we strive to pursue our callings and our purpose in life, even though like we feel very afraid and very discouraged sometimes. Um, one of my I think one of my favorite quotes in this book, like one is dream big. Be brave enough to believe that as much as you could want, God could give to you. We are meant to make a big impact on the planet, bigger than we could ever dream up on our own. Which for me, sometimes I'm afraid to dream big because what if I fail? What if things don't go well? And what if it's just almost a waste of time? But I also feel like we're allowed to dream big, and we're allowed to be brave enough to go after what we feel is on our hearts and what's really what we're meant and we're called to do. So I'm currently, as of, what day is it? I think it's the 6th. It's the 7th. It's a day. But as of today, I'm on day 38. And so this book has been very inspirational for me and very helpful for me as I'm pursuing different projects and really growing in a lot of areas of my life. So, 100 Days to Brave by Annie F. Downs. Check her out. She's really cool. I have read like three other books of hers, and she's great. And the last book I have is Beyond the Empire by K.B. Waggers. And I'm going to be really honest. I'm on page 5. I went to the library. I just thought the cover looked really cool, and it says like in like the subtitles like once a gun runner, now her people's last hope, and that she's a gun runner turned empress, and I thought that was fantastic because that's my alley. I'm like, oh my gosh, she seems like she's just awesome and taking charge, and that's the kind of book I want. I haven't gotten too deep in it because life, but I'm really hoping I can dig more into this and like see what this is all about. Also, fun fact, I was so caught up in the fact that it just looked like a cool book that I didn't realize that this is book 3. I don't know if this is 3 of the Indranan War. I'm reading and I don't know if I care because I've read book series out of order. I read the Twilight series in middle school, not in the correct order. I did not start with the one Twilight. I think I started with Eclipse, and then I think I went Eclipse, New Moon, Twilight, and then I read Breaking Dawn when it came out. So I'm not opposed to reading books out of order. For me, it's more exciting to go back and see what happened. So yeah, this book seems really cool, and I will hopefully finish it and tell you what I actually think about it and if it's worth reading out of order or if I'm just confused and can't finish it. My December reads, 4 books. I clearly will not finish 100 Days to Brave in December because it's meant to be a once a day thing, and I'm on 36, so there's like 63 more days, 60-ish something days until I actually finish it, and there are clearly not 60-ish days in December. But I will know that I'll get a good chunk out of it done, so I'll update you on how that goes. But yeah, I know hopefully I'll finish Tribes, and depending on how this goes, because there's also like interactive, each chapter ends with like reflection and like journaling what you're learning throughout the book, so that might kind of make it take like a longer time to finish the book, so I can actually process what I'm reading and work on applying it in my actual everyday life. So I'm so happy that you joined me today to go over them. And I want to know, what are you reading this December? What are you reading? Is it, whether it's fiction, whether it's a devotional, whether it's just books that really just open your mind, be like, all right, how can I learn? How can I grow more? I would love to know. So comment below what you're reading. If you like what you saw here, subscribe. I'll be posting more videos in the future, and I'm so excited to get to know you guys more and really just dive into everyday life. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Michaela, and I will see you later. You're fantastic. Have a great day.